Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. For today's episode, I want to talk about Duncan Robinson and how he's been balling these last few games, but more importantly, I want to talk about his impact that he's had since he's joined the starting lineup. The Miami Heat are now 7-2 in those 9 games since he replaced Terry Rozier in the starting lineup, which has been a great move by Eric Spoelstra. So in the last 3 games specifically, though, Duncan Robinson has been absolutely on fire. And of course, he's a role player, so he is going to be streaky at times. He is going to be up and down. He's going to have some games where he's going to be spectacular, and then he's going to have some games where he's going to be quiet. And that's the nature of being a role player in the NBA. But more importantly, I want to focus, though, right now, because he's not getting a lot of credit for the last few victories. The Miami Heat have won 3 in a row now. They're on a 3-game win streak, first 3-game win streak of the season. They're 2 games above 500. They're now the 5th seed in the East. And thank you, Duncan Robinson, for helping contribute to those victories. So I want to break down what he's been doing, because right now it's not just his 3-point shooting. Like, obviously that helps, that creates gravity, spacing for his teammates, but we all know that Duncan has improved in the last season and a half as a more versatile type of NBA player. So let's talk about his game against the Lakers. So against the Lakers, he didn't score a ton of points, but the Miami Heat demolished Lakers 134-93. Robinson, again, he wasn't hitting shots, but he was facilitating like a true playmaker and having him on the floor and even sometimes staggered coming off the bench at times without the starters. He is someone who could, lead the second unit as a playmaker, as a distributor. He had 7 points against the Lakers, which wasn't great, but he did have 6 assists and 3 rebounds. The Miami Heat in that game recorded a season high of 42 assists. So they've been unselfish, and Duncan Robinson's passing and movement were a big part of that. So he has become an underappreciated and underrated playmaker. And again, he's not just sharp shooter anymore or specialist. He's reading the defense and he's making plays for his teammates, which is a true evolution to his game. So proud of Duncan Robinson for elevating his game and becoming a better player and a playmaker specifically, because everybody obviously was just focusing on his 3-point shooting. So his next game, where we need to give him a ton of credit, was against the Phoenix Suns. So the Miami Heat beat the Phoenix Suns 121-111 in a big victory, and Robinson was shooting lights out that game. So he dropped 19 points on 7 of 12 shooting, including 5 for 8 from 3. If he's hitting 5 for 8 from 3, the Miami Heat better win that game, because that is opening so many doors for this offense, for Jimmy Butler and Bam, because he's going to create that space and that gravity for them to operate in the paint, and you can't leave him open. So people are going to be trying to run him off the line. And now he's also not just chucking shots. Like, people try to run him off the line, he's now able to put the ball on the floor and dribble and penetrate, even finish at the rim with a layup every once in a while. But if not, he's going to get double teamed, and he's got great chemistry with Bam Adebayo. Usually finds Bam on the lob, or you can kick it out to Tyler Hero, who's been crushing it from 3 this year. So Duncan killed it in that game. But again, it wasn't just his scoring. He also had 4 assists and a couple of rebounds. Rebounding for someone 6'7", he needs to do a little bit better, but we'll give him a pass. So when Duncan gets hot like that, again, defenses panic. He stretches the floor like no other person on this Miami Heat. And you could see, again, it opened up in this game specifically lanes for Jimmy Bam and Tyler Hero, who is now shooting most of his shots as either 3-pointers or actually getting layups at the rim. Last game versus the Cavs, Duncan Robinson, again, had a vintage Duncan Robinson performance. He went off for 23 points, shot 7 for 11 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3. And he was 5 for 5 from the line. And every time Cleveland started to make a push in this game, it felt like Duncan would knock down a dagger 3 to keep the Miami Heat in a comfortable lead or just ahead in general. So over these last 3 games in general, Robinson has averaged 16.3 points, 2.7 rebounds, 3.7 assists. He's shooting 52.6% from 3. I think he's shooting, let me take a look real quick. Let's see his averages. Right now he's averaging in general throughout the season 11.2 points, 2.3 rebounds, 2.2 assists, half a steal, 41% from the field, 38.8% from 3. So you could see his numbers are up across every category, and he's been elite and he's been a great playmaker. So what has changed for Duncan in these last few games? Again, I don't know. He's a role player. It happens. He's not, if he can continue this all throughout the season, give you 16 points per game as a starter, 3.7 assists. He's not going to shoot 52%, obviously, from three in the long term. But if you can keep it at 38 to 40%, oh my God, this Miami Heat team, if they're healthy and the way they've been playing lately with this new starting lineup who's 7-2, they're going to be crushing people. Honestly, it's going to be great. But I think his confidence is back. He likes this expanded role. He likes being a starter. He's no longer just a spot up shooter. He's moving without the ball like he always has. He's creating plays with the ball in his hands now, taking on more responsibility for this Miami Heat's offense, and it's paying off big time. The question is here, can he keep it up? The momentum right now is good, but he's a role player, so can he keep it up? If he does, this Miami Heat team is going to be scary. So my question to you, Heat Nation, is do you think he's going to keep it up? And if he does keep it up, how far do you think this Miami Heat team can go with Duncan Robinson playing this well? And we have to give him his credit, especially in these last 3 games, but especially in the last 9 games since he's become a starter. They're 7-2. So Duncan Robinson, shout out to you for playing really well. And that's all I have for today's episode. I want to thank everybody for following the channel. If you guys are enjoying the content, I'm pushing to 2,000 subscribers. So it would mean a lot to me if you guys could subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.